Good morning, just after 6, Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, and down there, Ms. Erin has local news up next.
It's back to the books for one local school system. We'll talk more about that this morning. Meantime, DeSoto schools prevent a cyber attack. That's coming up as well. And the tragic story of the baby killed. The baby will be laid to rest this weekend.
Erin Tin Cup McCarty. That's basically the analogy, the only analogy that applies. You are Kevin Costner in the Tin Cup movie.
No.
Yes, you are.
No.
And you've taken your first big step, and I can't believe it.
No.
Plus, Fletcher's gone. Matt has sports, traffic, and weather. Did you put her in the sports? Did you put her in the sports? Traffic and weather and sports all coming up this hour on KEEL.
KEEL Morning Report, now on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Ballots are finalized for the October 12th election. Several local politicians can already start celebrating. They're running unopposed. State Reps Sam Jenkins, Cedric Glover, Larry Bagley, Raymond Cruz, and Dodie Horton are all running without competition. The Caddo Commission race, Lyndon Johnson, Stephen Jackson, Roy Burrell, Stormy Gage Watts, Jim Talaferro, and John Atkins also all win seats. On the statewide level, the governor's race has only recently started to pick up intensity, and political analyst Bernie Pincinat says within the next 2 weeks, expect the election season yard signs and billboards to be in full bloom.
The public will become more involved because now that these candidates are all qualified, they'll start receiving mailers. They'll start seeing these candidates on television. They're already seeing a lot of television ads.
The primary is set for October 12th. If you want to be the next registrar of voters in Caddo Parish, you still have time. At the Caddo Commission meeting, the panel voted to extend the deadline for applications until August 15th. It's back to school today in Webster Parish. Caddo Parish returns on Monday. Meantime, DeSoto schools take measures to avoid a cyber attack. Matt Parker with that.
Last week, Governor John Bel Edwards issued a statewide emergency declaration after several North Louisiana school systems fell victim to a cyber attack. DeSoto schools shut their system down to ensure they would not be affected. Superintendent Clay Corley says there was an attempt on their computer network, but the hackers were unsuccessful. Currently, the school district is working to turn the system back on for the start of the school year. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Queen Dean, the 1-month-old baby shot and killed in Shreveport last Saturday, will be laid to rest this weekend. Visitation is today at Precious Memories on Greenwood Road. Then tomorrow morning, the child will be laid to rest. Shreveport police still searching for the gunman responsible for the newborn's death. One man dead, another behind bars following a hit-and-run crash in Natchitoches. According to police, a truck being driven by Luis Fernando Hernandez Salas of Shreveport rear-ended a vehicle being driven by Ismael Guzman. The impact sent Guzman into a guardrail, caused his vehicle to roll several times. Salas allegedly fled the scene and was chased by police. Guzman died due to his injuries. Salas faces a series of charges. A woman found guilty in a murder trial. Shamika Jackson found guilty of negligent homicide. Jackson shot and killed truck driver Ken Foshee back in May of 2017. Jackson claimed it was self-defense. Now, while the jury didn't hear her story fully, they did convict her for negligent homicide instead of manslaughter. She faces up to 5 years in prison. A retired judge has been arrested. Former DeSoto Judge Robert Burgess arrested for aggravated assault. According to police, Burgess allegedly confronted 3 men with a gun and threatened to kill them. Burgess retired from the DeSoto District Court in June of 2016. Bossier School Board member pleads guilty. Mike Masura has pled guilty to his involvement in a pill mill that distributed anabolic steroids. Masura pled guilty to possession with intent to distribute. He faces 10 years in prison and could have to pay a $500,000 fine. His co-defendants, Brant and Julie Landry, are still awaiting trial. Gas is down nearly 7 cents a gallon over the past month in Louisiana, as the typical fall gas price reduction appears to be arriving about a month early. AAA's Don Redmond warns it's not just the usual seasonal market forces at work. Prices are notably lower than they were at this time last year.
We're about 30 cents a gallon cheaper than we were this time last year. I think all the worry is about the future of the economy, in particular the global economy.
The average for a gallon in Louisiana is $2.31, down from $2.38 last month. The unemployment rate in the U.S. is at a 50-year low, but we do have some bad news. Most employers say they don't plan to dole out pay raises next year at all. And the top party school in the nation, it's Syracuse. It's cited for study time, Greek life, and student use of drugs and alcohol. Alabama's number 2, followed by Delaware, West Virginia, and Tulane. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.17 FM and 710 KEEL and traffic time. First one for Friday. Here's Ruben.
Looks like I-20 eastbound's got it clear all the way to Monroe right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-49 northbound near Kings Highway. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight, as we are expecting heat index values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Weddick at the Weather Channel.
1017 FM and 710 Keel. I'm pretty impressed. I'm a little I'm stunned, truth be known.
I know.
1017 FM and 710 Keel. How about you? Are you stunned?
No.
Really?
Heck no.
You're that cocky. You're that full of yourself.
No.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J.
Yeah.
Wright and Erin McCarty. Keel app, a free download from Office Furniture Source. It is. It's like the Tin Cup movie. Mm-hmm. You're like the equivalent of a driving range owner who plays his way into the U.S. Open.
No, it's not that bad.
You mean that good?
That good, right? I had a good day.
Start from the end and work your way back.
Well,
you made the tournament.
I made it into the tournament. Yeah, to the Southern Poker Open.
Josephine Blow, right off the
Yeah.
street, with no professional poker experience.
None.
Other than, I think I could be a professional poker player because I went on my phone all
Yeah.
the time. You walked in there against
170.
70 others.
Now wait, I need to tell you what happened because you're gonna understand.
Be even more impressed.
We're down to about 50 players left in the main because you're not understanding what happened.
But a lot of people don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
So let's back up. Let's tell them what happened
Okay.
yesterday as part of this big tournament this weekend at Horseshoe.
Yes, Horseshoe's having the Southern Poker Open. Yesterday was a satellite event where you could pay $100, play in the satellite, and the top 20 or 30 advance.
In other words,
Okay?
Josephine Blow off the street. You think you can play poker with the
Yeah.
big boys?
Plop your $100
Put down
down.
$100, come in and go
We'll give
home
you
in
a
half an
stack
hour.
of chips, and you can go home quickly.
Except you didn't.
I didn't. But I got booted out of the main event, out of the satellite event, okay? I got that boot after about 3 hours. So I hung in when there was about 55 people still left. I went all in and I got beat. But then they were setting up what they called sit and go tournament.
Sit and
go
go.
tables, which is you sit down at your one table with 9 other players. The winner of that table wins all. You win a seat in the main event, and you win $680
Was there another
cash.
buy-in? Was there another $100?
It was another $125.
So you put up a total of $225.
$225.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're at your sit and go table. Winner takes all. $420 entry to the main event, and $680 in cash.
So after being bumped, knocked out from the first satellite tournament part,
My decision was go back to a satellite tournament again today, which is later today, or go to the sit and go. Well,
but
the sit
you
and
were
go,
not
I thought.
discouraged.
No, the sit and go, I thought, well, because see, at the main event, players keep coming to your table. You know, it's not like when you knock somebody out, then you're closer to winning. You're closer. No, they keep adding as tables dwindle. They bring people into your table, or you go to other tables. So at a sit and go, once somebody is out, they're out. They're not going to bring somebody else into your
So
table.
you figured your odds were better.
My odds were better. So I said, let me do the sit and go instead. And that's what I did. And I had a couple of lucky rolls early. So I got a bigger stack than everybody. And then the guys start going, well, let's just split it. Let's just split it.
Now, how many at the table at this
There were
point?
about 6 at that point when
Okay.
when they talked about a split. And I thought, well, you can't split the $420 entry. You know, there's one entry. They're going to give you one slip that says you win an entry to the tournament.
And that's really what you wanted.
That's all I wanted. That's all I really cared about. It would have been nice to get my $225 back. That would have been cool too. But I thought, if I get an entry, I'm fine with that. But I told the 6 that were there, I said, I really want the entry. That's what I want.
Well, and you can look at it like this. If you got the entry, which we'll get to in a second, which is a $425 value, it's kind of like you're $200 ahead.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, the guy, and I'm like, I just don't think it's fair that I get $400 and you 5 others split $600. You'd only each get $100 some. And one of y'all might think you're going to beat me because you might catch me here in a minute. And I didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. So I didn't feel like it was fair for me to take the entry and them to split the $680. They probably would have. I don't know. But I said, no, I'm not interested in splitting it yet at this point. I really want the entry. So we keep going. When we get down to about 4, one guy who's probably got 2 chips left, he goes, y'all ready to split now? I'm looking at him like, go jump in the lake, you fool. I mean, I guess A for effort, good on you for asking. But I'm like, no, I'm not ready to split yet. And of course, they're all looking at me like, God, what a pain in the butt you are. But now I've got a big chip lead. Who would do that? I want to ask him, would you do it? If you had my chip stack and I had your chip stack, would you split?
Should have just pulled your hoodie a little farther over your head and not made eye contact.
Then we finally get down to 3. There's 3 of us. And I'm still the chip leader, but they've made some ground. They've made headway.
Is that Wiener guy gone?
Wiener guy's gone. Yeah, thank God. Wiener guy's out of there. So I'm sorry if he's listening. You're not a wiener. You're a very nice man.
You're a wiener. I don't know who you are, but
and these are 2 very nice men, and they're very sweet. And they were making headway. They were catching me a little, and it was a matter of time before they could overtake me if they got a good hand.
It was time to make a deal.
Well, I looked at them and I said, guys, I really want the entry. If y'all are okay with splitting the 680, I'll take the entry and y'all split the 680. I said, I know it's not fair because if one of you came back and beat me, you would win more.
But
way
my
more
offer's
than that.
out there for
But here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll agree to do.
And they went for it.
They said, okay.
So you got the $420 entry or $425 entry.
Yeah.
They got $340 a piece.
Exactly. So they had to put up another 80.
And you're going back today to play in the real professional, honest to goodness, huge poker tournament.
Yeah.
At Horseshoe.
I packed a bag too. I packed my poker bag.
Are you allowed to pack a poker bag?
Yeah, I got my own drinks. There's one guy who won the World Series of Poker who he believes eating blueberries is his secret, so I brought some blueberries. I brought my coconut water. I brought my lucky cup that I'm gonna put ice in and put my coconut water in. I brought all my stuff that I'm prepared. Go. Yeah.
Looks like she's out of here early again today, huh, kid?
I'm not upset by that one bit.
No.
But I'm excited.
Hell, I'd be excited too.
It's going to be fun.
Your tin cup. You're Kevin Costner in your what was his name? Roy McAvoy.
Today I might be 10 minutes and I'm out. It might be like poof.
But
gone.
You know what? You might get the cards. You kind of know the basic strategies. You're annoying as hell. You'll knock them off their game.
You know what I did yesterday?
All that scratching and dander.
If you had seen me play, stop it.
I'm sorry.
It was booger picking, but it's another thing.
you got to do what you got to do.
You would have looked at me and gone, who is this woman? Because here's what I was doing. When I would have a pretty decent hand, I would just pick up some black chips. They're $100 a piece. And I'd put 6 or however many out there, and I'd go, raise. In a real soft, sexy voice.
Oh, what was that voice again?
Real soft, sexy voice.
That's what I thought you said.
Raise. Just like that. Matt,
are you aroused? Me either.
I was being real timid and shy. I would go, raise. You would have looked at me and gone, who is this?
What was her name? Blasey Ford.
Yes.
At the Kavanaugh hearings.
I was quiet. I was really soft-spoken.
Let's go to break. We can keep people updated as the morning progresses.
Do we have to?
I, for one, am astonished.
The Mac attack is back.
Digging for nose gold at that end of the poker table.
At least it wasn't Bud Gold.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. 2, 3, 4. Traffic time. Here's Ruben.
Looks like I-20 eastbound's got it clear all the way to Monroe right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-49 northbound near Kings Highway. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight as we are expecting heat index values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Wettig at the Weather Channel.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Sports time. Here's Matt.
Shreveporter Grady Williams snags his first NFL interception against the Redskins. The Cleveland Browns star picked off Dwayne Haskins just before halftime last night to record his first INT. Williams is fighting for a starting spot in the Browns secondary. The Browns, by the way, won that game 30-10. The number 1 overall pick looked good. Kyler Murray went 6 for 7 for 44 yards in his first NFL game. Murray only played the first offensive drive, but was praised by the Cardinals coaching staff for being smooth, accurate, and taking care of the ball. The Cardinals beat the Chargers 17-13. More trouble for the Cowboys. After dealing with holdouts and injuries, now they're dealing with suspensions. Projected starting defensive end Robert Quinn will miss the first 2 games of the season after being suspended for violating the NFL's drug policy. In other NFL action, the Giants beat the Jets 31-22, and the Seahawks beat the Broncos 22-14. In the baseball world, the Braves were blown out by the Marlins 9-2, the Cubs topped the Reds 12-5, and the Red Sox shut out the Angels 3-0. From the Keel Sports Desk, I'm Matt Parker.
One 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Do that, do your what you called, what was it, your quiet, sexy voice?
I raise.
I want Mayor Adrian Perkins to listen to this voice very carefully. There's a reason. Do it again, please.
I raise.
Because that may be the voice he has to use to get the city council to move forward with his $200 million bond proposal.
Monday, Tuesday going to be interesting. Monday's the city council work session. Tuesday's the meeting. And the mayor wants action by those days.
Based on our conversation yesterday, we played it twice, most everybody heard it. Based on our conversation yesterday with Council Member Levette Fuller, what was the headline at KeelNews.com? Fuller, people want more information.
Oh, yeah.
Fuller on bond issue. People want more information.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she was telling us what her constituents wanted. Well, you know what? In saying people want more information, what she's saying to us is, I want more information too. She came out and said that.
Right.
What was the move? Explain to everybody the motion, the move that John Nicholson, Councilman Nicholson wanted to delay the vote. Mayor Perkins wants it on the ballot for November.
Right. Nicholson is concerned that they don't have enough information yet and would like for it to be delayed until the springtime at least. Levette Fuller wants it delayed until October of next year.
A whole year away.
Mm-hmm. So we have time for,
14 months.
Multiple town hall meetings, and it's already an election. You don't have to schedule a special election, etc.
Levette said to us yesterday, she said, I don't have, correct me if I got this wrong, I don't have the information. And I would think the other people might say that too, at least the ones that were there. Fuller, Butcher, Nicholson, and Fleury were the ones in attendance. They're the ones on that infrastructure committee, I guess.
Right.
And what Ms. Fuller said to us was, I don't have the information to go back to my district and have town hall meetings and answer all the questions and do, I guess the cliche is, due diligence to inform the voters in my district what they should know and what I think about it.
She says she wants to know more about the specific street and drainage projects. Don't just give me a figure and say this is for streets and drainage. We need a list.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. City Council meets Monday and Tuesday. Work session Monday. Regular session Tuesday. Work on that sexy voice. Traffic time. I didn't mean you. Traffic time. Here's Ruben.
Looks like I-20 eastbound's got it clear all the way to Monroe right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-49 northbound near Kings Highway. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight as we are expecting heat index values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Wettig at the Weather Channel.
Information. KEEL News now.
Baby laid to rest this weekend. Matt Parker with that.
Queen Dean, the 1-month-old baby shot and killed in Shreveport last Saturday, will be laid to rest this weekend. Visitation will be today at the Precious Memories Chapel on Greenwood Road. Then tomorrow morning, the child will be laid to rest. Shreveport police are still searching for the gunman responsible for Dean's death. From 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
Ballots are finalized for the October 12th election. Several local politicians can already start celebrating. They're running unopposed. State Rep Sam Jenkins, Cedric Glover, Larry Bagley, Raymond Cruz, and Dodie Horton are all running without competition. The Caddo Commission race, Lyndon Johnson, Stephen Jackson, Roy Burrell, Stormy Gage Watts, Jim Talaferro, and John Atkins also all win seats. If you want to be the next registrar of voters in Caddo Parish, you still have time. At the Caddo Commission meeting, the panel voted to extend the deadline for applications until August 15th. It's back to school today in Webster Parish. Caddo Parish returns on Monday. Queen Dean, the 1-month-old baby shot and killed in Shreveport last Saturday, will be laid to rest this weekend. Visitation is today at Precious Memories on Greenwood Road. Then tomorrow morning, the child will be laid to rest. Shreveport police still searching for the gunman responsible for the newborn's death. One man dead, another behind bars following a hit-and-run crash in Natchitoches. According to police, a truck being driven by Luis Fernando Hernandez Salas of Shreveport rear-ended a vehicle being driven by Ismael Guzman. The impact sent Guzman into a guardrail, caused his vehicle to roll several times. Salas allegedly fled the scene and was chased by police. Guzman died due to his injuries. Salas faces a series of charges. A woman found guilty in a murder trial. Shamika Jackson found guilty of negligent homicide. Jackson shot and killed truck driver Ken Foshee back in May of 2017. Jackson claimed it was self-defense. Now, while the jury didn't hear her story fully, they did convict her for negligent homicide instead of manslaughter. She faces up to 5 years in prison. A retired judge has been arrested. Former DeSoto judge Robert Burgess arrested for aggravated assault. According to police, Burgess allegedly confronted 3 men with a gun and threatened to kill them. Burgess retired from the DeSoto District Court in June of 2016. Bossier School Board member pleads guilty. Mike Masura has pled guilty to his involvement in a pill mill that distributed anabolic steroids. Masura pled guilty to possession with intent to distribute. He faces 10 years in prison and could have to pay a $500,000 fine. His co-defendants, Brant and Julie Landry, are still awaiting trial. 2 people were killed after a gunman got out of his truck in the middle of a Houston highway and shot into their car.
He actually pursued the vehicle as the vehicle rode down the hill, firing rounds at the vehicle as it rolled. At one point, the vehicle came to a stop. He got in front of the vehicle and fired rounds into the front windshield of the vehicle.
Assistant Houston Police Chief Bobby Dobbins. Finding vacation rentals in New Orleans is about to get a lot more difficult.
The New Orleans City Council unanimously approving restrictions for short-term vacation rentals from Airbnb and similar services. The measure bans renting out entire homes in residential areas, but allows owners to rent out part of the residences that they occupy. Short-term rentals are also off-limits in most of the French Quarter. The council taking action after residents complained short-term rentals are driving out full-time residents, driving up prices, and undermining the character of historic neighborhoods. Airbnb in a statement saying the plan will hurt property owners who rely on those rentals for income.
It's that time of year again. Hurricane season kicks off. It runs August through October.
Current and predicted oceanic and atmospheric conditions now indicate a higher likelihood, a 45% chance, of an above normal season.
That's Dr. Jerry Bell, a hurricane forecaster at NOAA. A woman in Ohio, she's 89 years old. She lives a pretty quiet life. Well, her grandson wanted to change that, so he's taking her to all 61 national parks. So far, they've visited about half of them. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Shreveport Security Systems text line is 318-392-1884, by the way. 318-392-1884. 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, you're welcome. Your birthday gift arrived. I have presented it to you.
That was very sweet.
And tell everybody what I got you.
You got me a holster for my gun.
Yeah.
That I can clip onto my pants.
Yeah.
And I can pack it anywhere. You're telling me I can wear that clipped onto my waistband wherever I would like.
Well,
and that's legal.
Google it real quick. Open carry laws, Louisiana.
Okay. Open carry
We were at
laws.
Tempo Eatery one day at the airport, downtown airport, and we saw a guy coming in, and he was, and we weren't sure. We suspect he was either a security guard or a law enforcement officer of some sort.
Open carry of firearms in Louisiana is permitted without a permit as long as the user is of at least 17 years of age and legally able to possess a firearm under state and federal law.
You've passed your background check.
Wait, Louisiana has state preemption of firearms laws except for local laws passed before July 15th, 1985. So if a city has said we're not an open carry city, if they did that before 1985, then you can't. But we don't have that law here. So I can strap it on and wear it wherever I want to.
Exactly how I would have phrased it.
Man, I did not know that. Now, there are gun-free zones. I mean, schools, banks.
Is that codified? I assume so.
Yes, of course it is.
Well, no, not banks. Guy inside's got a gun.
But, I mean, I'm not allowed to wear a gun inside a bank, am I?
I don't know.
Well, if you do, there's a good chance you might get shot, but that's
No.
By the security guard, you're damn right.
I don't think so. I don't know. I do not know what the law says about what legal gun-free zones are.
Okay.
I know that just because you say it's a gun-free zone and you put up a sign doesn't mean that it overrules your rights as a citizen of whatever municipality and or state. In other words, you can put up a gun-free zone at the gate to your community.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it a gun-free zone. I mean, if by law, if there is I don't want to say loophole, but if there's a caveat or an addendum to the law that says X, Y, or Z can be declared by a municipality to be a gun-free zone, then legally, yeah, you can't have your gun there.
Right.
But just because you declare in your little ritzy community to be gun-free zone, this is not a free speech zone. Well, what do you mean? We just, you know what? We overrule the First Amendment. No free speech here. You can't do that. Although they do it at a lot of colleges. But
Interesting. I do know that the carrying a firearm or a dangerous weapon by a student or non-student on school property or in a firearm-free zone is codified. I'm looking at the laws now, and there's lots of firearm-free zones in the state.
Like what?
Schools are, hospitals are. It looks like I'm trying to scroll down this. All school campuses, school buses are firearm-free zones. Military bases, it looks like, unless
that's a weird one.
Yeah. Where, if you're a non-military, you're not allowed.
No, if you're military, in many instances, you're not allowed to carry unless you are on duty.
Right. A local governing authority can make their governmental building a firearm-free zone, it looks like. I'm just scrolling down, doing the search for firearm-free.
You know what? An interesting post.
It is
An
interesting
post for the website at KEELnews.com.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a picture of you and your empty holster. 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Yesterday, the final registration qualifying sign-up day for local.
Who's in?
Political races this fall. We'll take a look at those in just a couple of seconds. Here's Ruben.
Starting things off looking pretty clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-20 westbound near Spring and Market. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight as we are expecting heat and sea values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Weddick at the Weather Channel.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. So yesterday, the final qualifying, sign up, put your name on the dotted line, so to speak, for political candidates to sign up for races, to register, to qualify for races across the state of Louisiana, I guess.
I'm kind of shocked so many of them are unopposed.
Locally speaking.
Man.
Well, you want to start with the
incredible.
Caddo Commission?
Yeah, we can start there. In District 2, Lyndon Johnson will stay. Stephen Jackson in 3.
Wait. What's District 1?
I'm going to get to those in a
I'm
minute.
sorry.
I'm doing the unopposed ones
Okay,
first.
so the following Caddo Commissioners
are reelected or
for re-election.
Some are newbies that just had no opposition.
Are just in without facing opposition.
Stephen Jackson, District 3.
Okay, Lyndon Johnson,
Stephen Jackson. Roy Burrell will win District 5. He is, Gerald Bowman decided not to run for re-election. He could have. He was eligible, but he decided he has other things he's doing.
Our original thought that Mr. Gerald did have another 4 years because we saw that he was ceding his seat to Roy Burrell, and that made me think he was terming out, and we were kind of, wait a second.
No, he could have run again, but he decided not to.
But he is going full Mike Middleton here.
Okay. Roy Burrell had no opposition, so he'll win that seat. Roy, has served on the city council, served in the state legislature. He's been around for a long time. Stormy Gage Watts, the president, no opposition. She'll be back. Jim Talaferro wins the seat unopposed in District 8. John Atkins.
That was the Mike Middleton
seat.
Okay.
Yep, John Atkins wins his seat again. Parker Ward looks like no opposition in District 11.
He does have a fella.
Does he?
He got in last minute, I guess, yesterday. Ed Lazarus from Keithville.
All right. Here's the ones that have opposition. In District 1, this is Ken Brown, Patrick Harrington, Todd Hopkins. They're all running for that open seat.
Patrick Harrington. Interesting.
Yep. James Karstensen, Christopher David, and John Paul Young are running for the Matthew Lynn seat in District 4.
One of those will be new, obviously.
And that's the district I'm in, so I'll be watching that closely. Lynn Cawthorn did qualify to run. A lot of people were asking about whether or not he would, and he has a challenge by Stefan Jones from Shreveport. Mario Chavez has drawn a challenge from a Democrat, Quentin Ott of Shreveport. And Ken Epperson trying to win a seat back. He's going to run against incumbent Lewis Johnson of Shreveport. So a lot of them are going to be unopposed. It's interesting.
State offices. I know that Raymond Cruz, state representative, is unopposed.
Dodie Horton unopposed. Cedric Glover, Sam Jenkins, Larry Bagley are all unopposed.
Right.
They're going to win their seats again. I don't have the list of...
State Representative Alan Seabaugh and Brian Salvatore on the Democrat side. Seabaugh, Republican. Salvatore, a political newbie, is a Democrat. Go ahead.
Yes, he's going to be running against Alan Seabaugh. You have Ryan Gaddy has drawn opposition from Robert Mills of Benton and Maddie Preston from Minden. Let me look. A real surprise. Barbara Norton did qualify to run against Greg Tarver. Also, Jim Slagle, a Republican, is running against Senator Tarver. And last-minute sign-in, Shante Wells, a Democrat, well-connected local attorney, is also running in that race.
3 Democrats.
3 challengers against Tarver, yeah.
But 2 of them Democrats. So there's Tarver, there's Shante Wells, and there's Barbara Norton.
Yes.
All Democrats, all vying for that state Senate seat.
Yes.
About 30 seconds. Anything else?
Sam Jenkins is unopposed. Cedric Glover was unopposed.
Mention that.
Let's see. I'm trying to look to see if there are any others we need to... the sheriff drew several opponents.
Julian Whittington unopposed in Bossier, right?
Yes, he was unopposed in Bossier. Caddo Sheriff Steve Prater will face
Eric Hatfield.
Chicken Commander Boyder, Glenn Cornell, and Hersey Jones Jr.
Chicken Commander Boyder?
Yeah.
Like I baptized the Chicken Commander? How exactly did that work?
It's listed on the ballot as Mike Chicken Commander Boyder.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, Weather Channel forecast. Sunny, hot, and humid again today and for the weekend. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday, all 3 days in the range of like 100 degrees. Right now, 76 at Keel. 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL in sports.
Shreveporter Greedy Williams snags his first NFL interception against the Redskins. The Cleveland Browns star picked off Dwayne Haskins just before halftime last night to record his first INT. Williams is fighting for a starting spot in the Browns secondary. The Browns, by the way, won that game 30-10. The number 1 overall pick looked good. Kyler Murray went 6 for 7 for 44 yards in his first NFL game. Murray only played the first offensive drive, but was praised by the Cardinals coaching staff for being smooth, accurate, and taking care of the ball. The Cardinals beat the Chargers 17-13. More trouble for the Cowboys. After dealing with holdouts and injuries, now they're dealing with suspensions. Projected starting defensive end Robert Quinn will miss the first 2 games of the season after being suspended for violating the NFL's drug policy. In other NFL action, the Giants beat the Jets 31-22, and the Seahawks beat the Broncos 22-14. In the baseball world, the Braves were blown out by the Marlins 9-2, the Cubs topped the Reds 12-5, and the Red Sox shut out the Angels 3-0. From the KEEL Sports Desk, I'm Matt Parker.
You know what we could have done
What?
in this hour, and we did not, is replay part of the Blaine Weaver and interview from yesterday morning.
We could. I'm looking at the statewide races for a minute here.
Yeah.
8 people signed up to run against the governor. Do any of them really matter except the 2 Republicans? Is it going to be?
I don't think there's going to be any Democrats that are going to siphon votes from John Bell.
No.
So with two name Republicans, i.e. Risponi and Abraham.
You got one that's interesting. Gary Landrieu. You know that name?
Any relation?
Yeah, of course.
A long-lost son?
Cousin of Mary Landrieu and cousin of ex-New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu. He's registered, though, as an independent. So, does that name help him?
No.
Not at all.
She just lost. She lost her last election.
Yeah. Does it hurt him?
Well, he's not going to get... I don't know.
I think it takes some Democratic voters away in New Orleans. I think it might. I think it might. I don't know. I may be wrong.
It possibly.
We shall see.
Look, I mean, what are the chances that it's going to be anything other in the November runoff than John Bell, Eddie Risponi, and Representative Abraham, Ralph Abraham?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be John Bell and somebody.
Yeah.
Who's it going to be, Risponi or Abraham?
I got to tell you something. This is kind of funny because when did we have Billy Nungesser on?
Tuesday.
Wednesday's his normal day, right?
Yeah.
He didn't anticipate having a challenger. Nungesser made it to the final day before someone jumped in the race. The guy's name is Rao Upu, who registered. He's a Democrat and a Southern University professor. He said he heard on the radio that Nungesser did not have a challenger. He's a naturalized U.S. citizen who immigrated from India. He said he couldn't imagine someone winning a statewide office unopposed, so he marched down to the Secretary of State's office and qualified.
With all respect to Mr. whatever you said his name was, I just don't see.
Or Apu.
I don't see that Billy's going to be spending $3 or $4 million.
No.
In this reelection
No.
bid. 101.7 FM 710 KEEL. Here's Rush.
Well, we have some bad news from across the pond. Last year, McDonald's, Mickey D's in the United Kingdom got rid of all of their plastic straws. Management figured that by changing over to paper straws at 1,300 restaurants, they would prove to the environmentalist wackos that they were serious about saving the earth. But you see, there's a problem. According to CNN, McDonald's paper straws are too thick to be processed by recyclers in the UK. Even though the straws are paper, they cannot be recycled, unlike the plastic straws that McDonald's got rid of, which were recyclable. This is a huge backfire, my friends. It's unsustainable. Now, I sure hope the smartest creatures in the sea, the dolphins, I hope they take a good look at what just happened here. Environmentalist wackos pressure every evil corporation to stop using plastic. McDonald's surrendered, and now the dolphins, the whales, the sea turtles are in mortal danger. While hunting for their fishy fast food in the oceans, these beautiful creatures may end up swallowing soggy paper straws, which cannot be recycled, and you know how that would embarrass the dolphins. They'll just have to suck it up. What else can they do when dealing with environmentalist wackos? Same thing we have to do. Suck it up. Hey, folks, if you can't find the time to do all those small jobs around your home or office, do what I do. Hire it done. I know a company that can help. It's called Tackle. It's spelled Takl. It's an app that you can download on your phone, and it connects you with people who can help you with jobs around your home or office. Now, here's how it works. You download the Tackle app on your phone, and you pick a provider for the work that you need done. Tackle has thousands of providers that have been background checked. Tackle will provide affordable upfront pricing, and all jobs are backed by the Tackle guarantee. And if you need additional help in the future, like yard work, cleaning a pool, mounting a TV, cleaning gutters, packing furniture, whatever, find it on the Tackle app. It's easy. Download the Tackle app now. Again, it's spelled Takl on your phone, and use the promo code RUSH to get 15% off your first project. Download the Tackle app at the Apple Store. Be like me, folks. Hire this stuff done.
Still keeping an eye on some slow-moving traffic on I-49 northbound near 3132. And we have some traffic delays on North Market near North Hearn Avenue. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Weather channel forecast sunny and hot and humid today, and for the weekend, high all 3 days, 100.
Breaking news and trending talk. KEEL, 710 AM and K269GO, 101.7 FM, Shreveport.
Good morning, just after 7 o'clock, Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, and Erin down yonder has local news up next.
The qualifying is over. We'll take a look at who's in and who is out. It's back to school for another area parish today, and we say goodbye to a baby killed in a tragic shooting in our community.
Had another interesting conversation about the proposed $220 million bond proposal. And not with a city council person, although if you missed our chat yesterday with Ms. Levette and a couple of other folks, we will update and let you know what, at least in our informal polling, what the people of Shreveport think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to talk mass shootings a little bit here in a couple of seconds.
All right.
A couple of quotes I want to read to you.
Okay.
Sports, Matt's got that. Traffic and weather, it's all coming up this hour right here on Keel.
The Keel Morning Report, now on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
A big meeting next week for the Shreveport City Council where the proposed bond issue will be hashed out.
I am of the opinion that we need to wait till next October.
Levette Fuller tells us where we are in the process.
We need more time to flesh that out before we went to the voters. But we were told in a meeting yesterday by the mayor that some city council people that he has been speaking to want to still go forward with a November initiative because of some of the needs they see as dire.
Fuller says she wants to know more about the specific street and drainage projects. Webster Parish students go back to class today. Caddo students return on Monday. DeSoto schools take measures to avoid a cyber attack. Last week, the governor issued a statewide emergency after several North Louisiana systems fell victim. DeSoto schools shut their system down to ensure they would not be affected. Superintendent Clay Corley says there was an attempt on their computer network, but the hackers were unsuccessful. Queen Dean, the 1-month-old baby shot and killed in Shreveport last weekend, will be laid to rest this weekend. Visitation is today at Precious Memories on Greenwood Road. Then tomorrow morning, the child will be laid to rest. Shreveport police are still searching for the gunman responsible for the baby's death. Qualifying is over, and several local politicians can breathe easier this morning. Matt Parker with that.
The ballots are finalized for the October 12th election, and several local politicians can already start celebrating as they are running unopposed. State reps Sam Jenkins, Cedric Glover, Larry Bagley, Raymond Cruz, and Dodie Horton are all running without competition. In the Caddo Commission race, Lyndon Johnson, Stephen Jackson, Roy Burrell, Stormy Gage Watts, Jim Talaferro, and John Atkins are all running unopposed. You can find the full list of who's in and who's out at KeelNews.com. From 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
Now, on the statewide front, Governor Edwards and Eddie Risponi have already started their statewide TV ad campaign. Congressman Ralph Abraham says he'll begin airing his next week. This time last year, analysts predicted the 2019 fall election could shatter spending records. Bernie Pincinat says it may not break any records, but it's likely to come very close.
We have two candidates who are going to spend at least $25 million. Abraham, he could end up spending $3 or $4 million. Then could we have another $10 million spent by political PACs? Yeah, that's easily possible.
The primary is set for October 12th. The New Orleans Saints play their first preseason game tonight against the Vikings. The spotlight is on quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, who's expected to get a lot of snaps. And Locked On Saints podcast host Ross Jackson says it's Teddy's time to shine.
It's a little bit of a revenge tour for Teddy Bridgewater throughout this. It's funny, it's both his former teams in the Vikings and the Jets throughout this preseason, as well as the team that tried to poach him away in Miami.
Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. Gas prices down nearly 7 cents a gallon over the last month. The average in Louisiana is now $2.31 a gallon. And a 94-year-old man in Oregon has won a $6.5 million lottery jackpot. He says he wants to buy a new car that's comfortable and easy to get in and out of. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.101.7 FM, 710 KEEL, Friday morning traffic, 7 o'clock startup. Here's Ruben.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on I-49 northbound near 3132. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive near Olmenden Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight as we are expecting heat indice values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Weddick at the Weather Channel.
.101.7 FM, 710 KEEL, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Yes, do exactly, precisely, with zero variation. Didn't you see the Bull Durham baseball movie?
I did.
Don't blankety blank with a hot streak, with a winning streak.
Right.
You won your way into the poker tournament yesterday. And now you're talking, I'd wear the same clothes. What did Matt say to do? What did you say? Drive the exact same route?
Yeah, everything you did yesterday.
Do it again
You
today.
got to repeat.
Eat the same banana nut muffin.
Absolutely.
Drink the same bottles of water. But I say I brought coconut water.
Repeat. Okay.
Trash it.
But when you lose today,
Oh, man.
don't blame us. I mean, look, that may not be the magic mojo that you have. But what we're saying is something you did yesterday is so good, has lain upon you such good fortune.
Okay.
Well, look, you didn't overthink Sunday, right?
No.
You won.
True.
You won yesterday. You didn't have a special poker bag or any of that happy
No.
horse crap.
No.
You just went and played, and you won.
Yeah.
So don't overthink it. Don't change everything and be like, I can be a professional.
Everybody had like this lucky thing at the table,
Who
like
won,
a little.
who won yesterday?
I
you
did.
mean everybody at the table who lost had their lucky thing.
Yeah.
Maybe your lucky thing is being unprepared.
Just being scattered.
Loosey-goosey.
Okay.
Relaxed.
I was relaxed.
No anticipation of victory.
Except the sexy voice.
Just winging it.
Right.
So if you guys don't know, Erin, Roy McAvoy McCarty, Erin Tin Cup McCarty, it's legit. She has played her way into a major league. It's at Horseshoe this weekend. Starts today through Sunday.
Southern Poker Open.
You have played your way as an amateur, like the equivalent of, I don't know, a driving range owner in
Yes,
West Texas.
right.
Who plays his way into the U.S. Open
You
golf
guys
tournament.
don't have a clue how big this is. There
I
are
know
people. I was
exactly.
talking to these gamblers. They are from all over.
Yes.
All the dealers are like circus performers. They follow these circuits.
Like
and they're from,
chefs at Benihana.
One of my guys was from Colorado. Another was from Vegas. We just travel these circuits.
Who doesn't understand? We understand that.
The grand prize is like $400,000. Of
It's
course
a
people are coming in
And
from everywhere.
You played your way in. Just Josephine blow off the street. And now you want to mess with the winning streak. I don't have a lucky talisman, a lucky totem of good fortune.
Yeah.
Like all the other losers at my table did.
Right.
What on earth is wrong with you?
So do the same thing I did.
Wear the same clothes.
I can't wear the same clothes. They're dirty. They're at home on the floor.
Pick them up. It wouldn't be the first time you wore clothes on the floor.
No, I'm not going to wear stinky clothes.
Iron them a little bit.
Oh, iron. I don't have an iron.
You got a point there.
I'm just excited about it. I'm just going to go loosey-goosey again. Just whatever. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm having fun. I'm learning a lot.
Tell everybody what happened yesterday, how you played your way in, how you battered professional players, how you sat down at the table and you, pardon me, had your way
Well,
with
Robert,
them and their little good
that
luck
makes
dolls.
it sound like I'm so good. I got really lucky. Early on, I'm at this one table with, again, it's all men and me.
Excuse me just a
Little
second.
old me.
Excuse me just a second. There were how many players in the sort of play-in round yesterday?
170
And they
total.
took the top,
30.
and that was you.
Well, one of them was me. Yeah.
So there's 140
that are still playing to get in.
that
yeah.
went home or have to try again.
They'll have to try again. Sitting at my table, there's 9 other players, and
Battered them into submission.
we get down to 6. And this was a table where winner takes all. The winner gets a $420 entry into the main event.
The big tournament.
And $680 cash. So the winner of my table is going to get $680 in cash and a free entry. And we're about 6 players left, and one of them says, how about we split it? And I'm thinking, I don't know how you split the entry, but that's all I really wanted. I really wanted the entry. And at this point, I had a chip lead. And I said, I'm not really ready to split because I want the entry. That's what I want. And I don't know how we would split the entry because they're going to give one of us a certificate for the entry. And there was some talk about, well, you sell the entry and then we split that money. And I'm like, that's too convoluted for me. I don't want to go through all that nonsense. I said, no, I'm not ready to do that yet. We get down to 4. One guy tries it again. He's got probably 2 chips left. Y'all sure you don't want to split? And I'm looking at him like, are you an idiot? If you had my chip stack and I had yours, would you want to split? I'm like, no, I'm not ready to split. We get down to 3, and I still was leading in chips, but they were closing in. I mean, they weren't not far. I mean, they were not far back, and so it was anybody's game. And the one guy said, "What about now? You think you might do it now?" I said, "I want the entry. I've told y'all that's what I want. If you two want to split the 680 and you give me the entry, and y'all think that's fair, I'll do that."
So they went for your deal.
They went for the deal.
So you got the $420-something entry into the main event poker tournament.
Right.
And they got like $340 a piece.
Yeah, they got $340 each, and I got the $420 entry.
So what do you do today?
Today I go back for the my flight. I'm in my flight for the main event, and I think the top 30 from my flight make it to the Sunday finals.
Trying to mess with your head, but look at me for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Today, you are playing for a $400,000.
Is it that big?
First prize.
It's $300,000 to $400,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big damn deal.
Now there's a lot of they're going to split that up. I mean, there's going to be first prize is going to be probably $100,000. I don't know.
Ooh, just $100,000. You're playing. Let's assume it's that low. You're playing poker. You, Erin McCarty.
Yeah.
For $100,000. And you're on a hot streak, and you want to mess with it. What on earth is wrong with you? If I were you, I wouldn't care how those clothes smell.
I'm going to put my dirty underwear back on.
My point exactly.
I'm putting it all back on.
101
Sorry, guys.
What time do you play today?
11 o'clock.
And best of all, she's leaving early. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel, traffic update. Everyone's wishing you good luck.
Thanks.
And looks forward. If you make the finals on Sunday,
you're going to come watch?
Absolutely.
All right.
Traffic time. Here's Ruben.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on I-49 northbound near 3132. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive near Olmenden Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight as we are expecting heat and sea values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Wettig at the Weather Channel.
.101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Exhibition ball last night, yo. Mascot details, sports time.
Shreveporter Greedy Williams snags his first NFL interception against the Redskins. The Cleveland Browns star picked off Dwayne Haskins just before halftime last night to record his first INT. Williams is fighting for a starting spot in the Browns secondary. The Browns, by the way, won that game 30-10. The number one overall pick looked good. Kyler Murray went 6 for 7 for 44 yards in his first NFL game. Murray only played the first offensive drive, but was praised by the Cardinals coaching staff for being smooth, accurate, and taking care of the ball. The Cardinals beat the Chargers 17-13. More trouble for the Cowboys. After dealing with holdouts and injuries, now they're dealing with suspensions. Projected starting defensive end Robert Quinn will miss the first 2 games of the season after being suspended for violating the NFL's drug policy. In other NFL action, the Giants beat the Jets 31-22, and the Seahawks beat the Broncos 22-14. In the baseball world, the Braves were blown out by the Marlins 9-2, the Cubs topped the Reds 12-5, and the Red Sox shut out the Angels 3-0. From the KEEL Sports Desk, I'm Matt Parker.
.101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Shreveport Security Systems text line 318-392-1884. If you think back, trying to think how long ago was this? It was relatively recent, and I made it into a promo, and we were talking on the radio right here in these very chairs. And it had to do at the time not only violence in Shreveport, youth violence everywhere. Mm-hmm. And that same sort of violence manifested itself, it manifests itself in any number of ways in all sorts of neighborhoods across the country. And at one point, we were talking about it not too long ago. And I made the point, they always talk about the school-to-prison pipeline.
Sure.
And I said, well, wait a second. What about the no dad at home to prison pipeline? What about the no nuclear family to prison pipeline? And you chimed in and you said, well, what about the never go to church to prison pipeline?
Absolutely.
Ravi Zacharias is an author, a speaker, a Christian apologist. And about a week or so ago, he wrote, I'm going to read to you what he wrote about the recent mass shootings in El Paso, in Dayton, Ohio, and sort of, I assume in reference to all of them. Mm-hmm. And in fact, youth violence across our country.
Right.
And in fact, across the world. This is Ravi Zacharias. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, one of the most vociferous atheists, and I want you to be thinking about what you said, the no church.
The prison pipeline, yeah.
The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, one of the most vociferous atheists of his time, warned us in the late 19th century of the danger that lay ahead because, quoting Nietzsche, God had died at the hands of the philosophers. In the 20th century, more blood was shed than in the previous 19 put together. Nietzsche warned that the madman had arrived. But it would take time for us to see what that meant. That time has now come.
Oh, boy.
The power of the individual to kill with words or weapons is used to expose the hatred that we nurture in these godless times. We took the Bible out of schools. We took prayer out of schools. We punish people who mention God in public graduations. We mock the name of Christ with profane delight. We have lost all definitions for everything and sound pathetic while trying to give answers for the cruelty of our times. It is easier today to preach the gospel in once hostile countries than it is in America, which has now celebrated the absence of God. Ravi Zacharias.
Wow.
I'm not done, and you'll remember this. This is something that Zacharias, wrote, I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago, and you'll recognize it. And it sort of links to all this. In the 1950s, kids lost their innocence. They were liberated from their parents by well-paying jobs and cars and lyrics in music that gave rise to a new term, the generation gap. In the 1960s, kids lost their authority. It was a decade of protest. Church, state, parents all called into question and found wanting. Their authority was rejected, yet nothing ever replaced it. In the 1970s, kids lost their love. It was the decade of me, dominated by hyphenated words beginning with self, self-image, self-esteem, self-assertion. It made for a lonely world. Kids learned everything there was to know about sex and forgot what there was to know about love. And no one had the nerve to tell them there was a difference. In the 1980s, kids lost their hope, stripped of their innocence, authority, and love, and plagued by the horror of nuclear nightmare. Large and growing numbers of this generation stopped believing in a future. In the 1990s, kids lost their power to reason. Fewer and fewer. They were taught the very basics of language, truth, and logic, and they grew up with the irrationality of a postmodern world. And now in this new millennium, kids wake up and find that somewhere in the midst of all this change, they have lost their imagination. Violence and perversion entertain them all, till none can talk of killing innocence, since no one is innocent anymore.
Gosh.
I'll post that later. KEELnews.com.
Wow.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Oh, Robbie, pretty smart cat. Traffic update just ahead of local news. Here's Ruben.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on I-49 south near 3132. And we're starting to see some traffic delays on I-20 westbound near Spring and Market. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight, as we are expecting heat index values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Wettig at the Weather Channel.
of information. KEEL News now.
Baby laid to rest this weekend. Matt Parker with that.
Queen Dean, the 1-month-old baby shot and killed in Shreveport last Saturday, will be laid to rest this weekend. Visitation will be today at the Precious Memories Chapel on Greenwood Road. Then tomorrow morning, the child will be laid to rest. Shreveport police are still searching for the gunman responsible for Dean's death. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Ballots are finalized for the October 12th election. Several local politicians can already start celebrating. They're running unopposed. State Rep Sam Jenkins, Cedric Glover, Larry Bagley, Raymond Cruz, and Dodie Horton are all running without competition. The Caddo Commission race, Lyndon Johnson, Stephen Jackson, Roy Burrell, Stormy Gage Watts, Jim Talaferro, and John Atkins also all win seats. If you want to be the next registrar of voters in Caddo Parish, you still have time. At the Caddo Commission meeting, the panel voted to extend the deadline for applications until August 15th. It's back to school today in Webster Parish. Caddo Parish returns on Monday. Queen Dean, the 1-month-old baby shot and killed in Shreveport last Saturday, will be laid to rest this weekend. Visitation is today at Precious Memories on Greenwood Road. Then tomorrow morning, the child will be laid to rest. Shreveport police still searching for the gunman responsible for the newborn's death. One man dead, another behind bars following a hit-and-run crash in Natchitoches. According to police, a truck being driven by Luis Fernando Hernandez Salas of Shreveport rear-ended a vehicle being driven by Ismael Guzman. The impact sent Guzman into a guardrail, caused his vehicle to roll several times. Salas allegedly fled the scene and was chased by police. Guzman died due to his injuries. Salas faces a series of charges. A woman found guilty in a murder trial. Shamika Jackson found guilty of negligent homicide. Jackson shot and killed truck driver Ken Foshee back in May of 2017. Jackson claimed it was self-defense. Now, while the jury didn't hear her story fully, they did convict her for negligent homicide instead of manslaughter. She faces up to 5 years in prison. A retired judge has been arrested. Former DeSoto judge Robert Burgess arrested for aggravated assault. According to police, Burgess allegedly confronted 3 men with a gun and threatened to kill them. Burgess retired from the DeSoto District Court in June of 2016. Bossier School Board member pleads guilty. Mike Masura has pled guilty to his involvement in a pill mill that distributed anabolic steroids. Masura pled guilty to possession with intent to distribute. He faces 10 years in prison and could have to pay a $500,000 fine. His co-defendants, Brant and Julie Landry, are still awaiting trial. 2 people were killed after a gunman got out of his truck in the middle of a Houston highway and shot into their car.
He actually pursued the vehicle as the vehicle rode down the hill, firing rounds at the vehicle as it rolled. At one point, the vehicle came to a stop. He got in front of the vehicle and fired rounds into the front windshield of the vehicle.
Assistant Houston Police Chief Bobby Dobbins. Finding vacation rentals in New Orleans is about to get a lot more difficult.
The New Orleans City Council unanimously approving restrictions for short-term vacation rentals from Airbnb and similar services. The measure bans renting out entire homes in residential areas but allows owners to rent out part of the residences that they occupy. Short-term rentals are also off-limits in most of the French Quarter. The council taking action after residents complained short-term rentals are driving out full-time residents, driving up prices, and undermining the character of historic neighborhoods. Airbnb in a statement saying the plan will hurt property owners who rely on those rentals for income.
It's that time of year again. Hurricane season kicks off. It runs August through October.
Current and predicted oceanic and atmospheric conditions now indicate a higher likelihood, a 45% chance of an above normal season.
That's Dr. Jerry Bell, a hurricane forecaster at NOAA. A woman in Ohio, she's 89 years old. She lives a pretty quiet life. Well, her grandson wanted to change that, so he's taking her to all 61 national parks. So far, they've visited about half of them. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
So if we play this, you got to look. Who's the program director? 1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright, and Erin McCarty.
Makes me tear up, to be honest.
Do you want to work our way around the room? Each of us gets a vote, or do you want to make the executive decision as the program manager of Keel Radio?
Y'all can vote, then I'll make the executive decision.
That's how it usually works. Do you think that playing the Paul Harvey, If I Were the Devil, on the heels of the last segment, talking about the mass shootings, etc., do you think that's too much downer stuff in a row?
No, because I think we need to wake up. I think this might help people wake up.
You vote yes?
Yes.
Parkey?
Sure, I'm for it.
Okay. You don't even get a vote then.
No.
We win.
Oh, man.
Don't say we. I was just voting with you so you didn't have to make a decision.
Okay, so based on our last segment, quoting Christian apologist, author, speaker Ravi Zacharias, and the mass shootings and the seeming constant violence here in our own city and others, and this is from what, 1965 or 66?
1965.
Wow.
Yeah.
Paul Harvey. It's called If I Were the Devil.
If I were the devil. If I were the devil. If I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. Thee. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions, just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing. Paul Harvey. Good day.
Wow.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Ruben.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on I-49 south near 3132. And we're starting to see some traffic delays on I-20 westbound near Spring and Market. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight as we are expecting heat index values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Wettig at the Weather Channel.
It's a horrible idea. We've got a Papa and Company commercial coming up a little bit later.
I'm working on a jingle for them.
Good God.
Papa's got a grill.
They've had great results so far.
And he's got some cheese.
And
he's got baked bread.
And you're killing it. Stop.
Killing the golden goose.
I'm
Erin
just
McCarty.
strangling it with her voice.
Papa's got a grill.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Okay.
Sorry.
So at the and this is going to be not to get way off track. This just popped into my head.
By the way, if you just tuned into the tail end of that Paul Harvey, it's online at KEELnews.com.
Okay. If this is going to be top of mind for a while, and I'm talking about the bond issue, the proposed bond issue, be it 220 or 110 or somewhere in the middle or somewhere less. But what I started to say was, we are already for the October election, which actually is not that far away. We and everyone else already inundated with political spots.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine?
It's going to get crazy.
If Mayor Perkins gets his way, if they come to some sort of if he and the city council come to some sort of agreement on the itemization, the breakdown of the money, however much it happens to be, from Mayor Adrian's 220 to whatever the city council comes back with, can you imagine the radio spots, the television, just the campaigning on both sides?
Well, Robert, I'm going to tell you something. I've never done this on the radio before.
Between now and November,
we got ratings in last week. And the show that you are sitting on doing right now is so popular right now in this city. I don't know where we're going to put all these commercials. I don't know if we're going to have room. It's going to sell out so fast that I don't know that we'll have room for what everybody wants to put on the radio.
Well, the rule is you can't turn down political.
We're going to have to make some sort of room. I don't know what we're going to do.
Or you can't do. Isn't that the rule? Isn't that the FCC regulation? You have to take them all, or you can take none. And you have to make the announcement.
Each race.
And we're already taking political. We're running Risponi.
Right. But I just don't know. We're going to make a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. We're going to do that, obviously.
Actually, honestly, they get the lowest rate.
They do get the lowest rate. They do. But we'll be sold out for 2 months.
It's not like newspapers or print. The FCC decided a long time ago. For radio and TV, that broadcast, that licensed media, federally licensed media, they get the lowest rate.
And I don't, it makes me squeamish to even say it. But going into an election season, this station, KEEL, has its highest numbers it's ever had. Ever. And I'm scared, to be honest. I'm scared of how many political ads we're going to be running. Are we going to have room for the office furniture source guys, our regular guys?
We'll always have room for office furniture source.
And Papa's got a grill.
Always have room for Papa and company. Although I'm not sure we can fit the jingle in.
Okay. Jingle's cut.
1017 FM 7. Yeah. 1017 FM 710 KEEL. Here's traffic. Here's Ruben.
Starting to see some slow-moving traffic on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport, and we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive near Barksdale Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687 Road.
KEEL Weather Channel forecast: sunny, hot, humid today, high near 100. Right now, 77. .117 FM 710 KEEL Sports.
Shreveporter Grady Williams snags his first NFL interception against the Redskins. The Cleveland Browns star picked off Dwayne Haskins just before halftime last night to record his first INT. Williams is fighting for a starting spot in the Browns secondary. The Browns, by the way, won that game 30-10. The number one overall pick looked good. Kyler Murray went 6 for 7 for 44 yards in his first NFL game. Murray only played the first offensive drive, but was praised by the Cardinals coaching staff for being smooth, accurate, and taking care of the ball. The Cardinals beat the Chargers 17-13. More trouble for the Cowboys. After dealing with holdouts and injuries, now they're dealing with suspensions. Projected starting defensive end Robert Quinn will miss the first 2 games of the season after being suspended for violating the NFL's drug policy. In other NFL action, the Giants beat the Jets 31-22, and the Seahawks beat the Broncos 22-14. In the baseball world, the Braves were blown out by the Marlins 9-2, the Cubs topped the Reds 12-5, and the Red Sox shut out the Angels 3-0. From the KEEL Sports Desk, I'm Matt Parker.
Can you kind of walk us through that, what you just did off the radio a little bit?
Yeah, I could.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert and Erin, Jack Spring Electric Shockbuster Button at the ready.
I got to credit your favorite muckraker.
Who's that?
John Settle.
Oh, Johnny boy.
Yeah. Theron Jackson has officially resigned from the MPC.
Theron Jackson officially off the MPC.
Yes,
Metropolitan Planning Commission.
Says he no longer has time to continue to serve on the board. He served for 3 years. There's lots of controversy. Now, we must tell you, Jackson, along with Curtis Joseph, another MPC member, are partners along with Paul Pratt in the proposal to develop Cross Bayou. Lots of people were saying, you can't sit on the MPC and issue rulings on a project you have an interest in. So you wouldn't either be able to vote on the Cross Bayou stuff, or you'd have to divest yourself of the Cross Bayou interest or get off the MPC.
I don't know, Mr. Jackson. There were some rumors being tossed around that he wanted to put his name in the hat for Registrar of Voters, but I guess that has not happened as of yet, at least.
Well, they've pushed the deadline back to the 12th. I think
for Registrar?
For Registrar. They pushed it back to the 12th or the 15th, I think, for people to put their name in. Theron Jackson's been active politically. He was... He ran for mayor, I believe. I may be wrong about that. I know he ran for a city council seat.
Let me phrase this. I'm going to try to do it delicately.
Okay.
Do you think that Mr. Jackson's resignation from the MPC is when he says, I just don't have time for those meetings? Don't have time for all that reading. Don't have time for all that homework. And bluntly speaking, you in your short time on the city's A&E, Architectural and Engineering Committee, you do understand how much time it takes. But do you think that Mr. Jackson is being wholly and 100% legit, or do you think that there's something else in the works?
You know, he's a pastor at Morning Star. He's a busy man. He does a lot of things. I think he may be interested in another public position. You know, I don't know if that's going to happen for him or not.
And yet, if people are being critical of his ties to Pratt and or Gateway Development Consortium in attempting to, in verbal italics, sell the Cross Bayou project,
right,
then it would speak well of him, the fact that he resigned from the MPC, given their influence.
I do have to say, he did serve on the city council from 02 to 06.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Sean Hannity.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Want to know where I stand on foreign policy? Peace through strength. What kind of strength am I talking about? Well, I don't want Americans in this environment where we start wars and the wars become politicized, and then all of a sudden the people that were all gung-ho are now afraid that their poll ratings are going down in Washington, and they don't want to win the war anymore. They just want it to end so we don't have to talk about it anymore. And in the meantime, in Vietnam, for example, we lost 58,000 kids, and then Iraq and Afghanistan were losing 10,000 kids, and thousands of others have had their legs blown off, their arms blown off, they're permanently disfigured. And, I mean, why do we do this if we don't have the intention of ever winning the war?
The Sean Hannity Show, from coast to coast, later today.
You know, I remember smoking was socially acceptable. Everybody pretty much was doing it. People smoked in malls and restaurants, even on airplanes. Now you get a lot of disapproving looks, especially from loved ones. So after many years of me smoking, I finally made the switch to Juul. Now there's no more worrying about the way my clothes smell or worrying about what people are going to say, because with Juul, everything is so much easier. Juul is a vaporizer that contains nicotine for a satisfying transition. Now, Juul was designed by smokers for smokers to be an alternative to cigarettes. Juul has no cigarette ash, zero odor, no mess. So if you're one of the 34 million adults in America that smoke, well, know that there is an alternative to cigarettes. Just go to Juul.com/SwitchAmerica. That's JUUL.com/SwitchAmerica. And warning, this product does contain nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Still keeping an eye on some backed up traffic on I-20 westbound near Spring and Market. And we have reports of a minor accident on I-49 southbound near Hollywood Avenue. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 1017 FM and 710 Keel. KEEL, Shreveport.
Good morning. It's just past 8 o'clock. Robert and Erin and 1017 FM, 710 Keel, and local news next.
Qualifying is over. Lots of candidates run to the office to get qualified. We'll talk about that. Back to the books in Webster. Caddo kids go back on Monday. We'll talk about that as well. And a woman found guilty in a local murder trial.
Speaking of qualifying, Erin McCarty, poker stud. Woohoo! You did pretty good yesterday. We will update your potential, your pending triumph, your six-figure victory.
Whatever.
Film prize. The 20 finalists announced tonight.
Yes.
Rundown. That's just one of the most awesome things that happens in town all year.
Okay.
And there's one more thing. Oh, Belinda
Robertson
from the YWCA here in about 30 minutes.
Yes.
Traffic and weather, and Matt has sports. It's coming up this hour right here on Keel.
Now on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL.
Ballots are finalized for the October 12th election. Several local politicians can already start celebrating. They're running unopposed. State Reps Sam Jenkins, Cedric Glover, Larry Bagley, Raymond Cruz, and Dodie Horton are all running without competition. The Caddo Commission race, Lyndon Johnson, Stephen Jackson, Roy Burrell, Stormy Gage Watts, Jim Talaferro, and John Atkins also all win seats. On the statewide level, the governor's race has only recently started to pick up intensity, and political analyst Bernie Pincinat says within the next 2 weeks, expect the election season yard signs and billboards to be in full bloom.
The public will become more involved because now that these candidates are all qualified, they'll start receiving mailers. They'll start seeing these candidates on television. They're already seeing a lot of television ads.
The primary is set for October 12th. If you want to be the next registrar of voters in Caddo Parish, you still have time. At the Caddo Commission meeting, the panel voted to extend the deadline for applications until August 15th. It's back to school today in Webster Parish. Caddo Parish returns on Monday. Meantime, DeSoto schools take measures to avoid a cyber attack. Matt Parker with that.
Last week, Governor John Bel Edwards issued a statewide emergency declaration after several North Louisiana school systems fell victim to a cyber attack. DeSoto schools shut their system down to ensure they would not be affected. Superintendent Clay Corley says there was an attempt on their computer network, but the hackers were unsuccessful. Currently, the school district is working to turn the system back on for the start of the school year. From 1017 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Queen Dean, the 1-month-old baby shot and killed in Shreveport last Saturday, will be laid to rest this weekend. Visitation is today at Precious Memories on Greenwood Road. Then tomorrow morning, the child will be laid to rest. Shreveport police still searching for the gunman responsible for the newborn's death. One man dead, another behind bars following a hit-and-run crash in Natchitoches. According to police, a truck being driven by Luis Fernando Hernandez Salas of Shreveport rear-ended a vehicle being driven by Ismael Guzman. The impact sent Guzman into a guardrail, caused his vehicle to roll several times. Salas allegedly fled the scene and was chased by police. Guzman died due to his injuries. Salas faces a series of charges. A woman found guilty in a murder trial. Shamika Jackson found guilty of negligent homicide. Jackson shot and killed truck driver Ken Foshee back in May of 2017. Jackson claimed it was self-defense. Now, while the jury didn't hear her story fully, they did convict her for negligent homicide instead of manslaughter. She faces up to 5 years in prison. A retired judge has been arrested. Former DeSoto Judge Robert Burgess arrested for aggravated assault. According to police, Burgess allegedly confronted 3 men with a gun and threatened to kill them. Burgess retired from the DeSoto District Court in June of 2016. Bossier School Board member pleads guilty. Mike Masura has pled guilty to his involvement in a pill mill that distributed anabolic steroids. Masura pled guilty to possession with intent to distribute. He faces 10 years in prison and could have to pay a $500,000 fine. His co-defendants, Brant and Julie Landry, are still awaiting trial. Gas is down nearly 7 cents a gallon over the past month in Louisiana, as the typical fall gas price reduction appears to be arriving about a month early. AAA's Don Redmond warns it's not just the usual seasonal market forces at work. Prices are notably lower than they were at this time last year.
We're about 30 cents a gallon cheaper than we were this time last year. I think all the worry is about the future of the economy, particularly the global economy.
The average for a gallon in Louisiana is $2.31, down from $2.38 last month. The unemployment rate in the U.S. is at a 50-year low, but we do have some bad news. Most employers say they don't plan to dole out pay raises next year at all. And the top party school in the nation, it's Syracuse. It's cited for study time, Greek life, and student use of drugs and alcohol. Alabama's number 2, followed by Delaware, West Virginia, and Tulane. I'm Erin McCarty on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic time, Friday morning. Here's Ruben.
Still keeping an eye on that minor accident on I-49 southbound near Hollywood Avenue. And we have some traffic delays on Kings Highway near Linwood Avenue. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight as we are expecting heat index values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Wettig at the Weather Channel.
We'll talk poker a little bit later, I promise.
Okay, thanks.
You are the Tin Cup, Erin Tin Cup McCarty.
Oh.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. That Keel app is always a free download from Office Furniture Source.
And I sound sexier on that app.
And yes, younger, 15, 20 years younger.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like you're Kate Upton.
It's
you
amazing.
are digital Kate Upton. It's
I love
miraculous.
that.
Do me a favor, because yesterday was, hey, Miss Belinda, come on in, grab a chair. We'll get to you in a little bit. How you been? It's a relatively informal show. It's Friday, and we don't try that hard.
No.
Do me a favor, pull up, because yesterday was the final day for registration, qualification, or qualifying, rather, for political races across, well, not only across the entire state.
Right.
And we can start, I guess, locally and work our way up. Although eventually we'll get to Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, and you're trying to take the blame for him getting a last-minute opponent from a Southern University environmental toxicology professor. You know, this guy we've never met is running against Billy, and I think it's my
It's our fault. Yeah, I think it's our fault.
So,
local races, I'll just tell you
start
that
with Caddo Commission. You did a pretty good job last time.
in the Caddo Commission, here are the ones who have no opposition. Lyndon Johnson, Stephen Jackson, Roy Burrell will take over the seat by Gerald Bowman. Bowman decided not to run.
Now, he did not term out.
Right.
He
has decided he didn't want to run.
He went full Mike Middleton.
He did. Stormy Gage Watts, the president, she's reelected, no opposition. Jim Talaferro wins the Mike Middleton seat. Jim had no opposition.
My guy, because I'm on that side of Strathmore.
John Atkins wins his seat again. And then the others have opposition. Let's start with
but the entire commission is up for re-election.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Or all the seats, rather.
Right. District 1, you'll have Ken Brown, Patrick Harrington, Todd Hopkins. District 4, which is my area, James Karstensen. All these guys are listed as Republicans. You'll have Christopher David and John Paul Young.
John Paul Young, who ran for mayor, Levy restaurant owner.
Yes.
Okay.
District 6, you'll have Lynn Cawthorn and Stefan Jones. both Democrats in that race. Mario Chavez draws an opponent from a Democrat, Quentin Ott, in District 10.
That name sounds familiar. I don't remember where.
I'm not familiar with Quentin. We'll have to do a little
Either
digging.
he ran for an office previously, or I know the business he runs or owns, or anyway, go ahead.
Parker Ward will have opposition from Ed Lazarus in District 11. And Ken Epperson trying to win a seat back on the commission. He's running in District 12 against Lewis Johnson.
Okay. State rep offices.
You've got several that are unopposed.
I know. Mr. Cedric is unopposed in his district.
Raymond Cruz, Dodie Horton, Larry Bagley, Sam Jenkins are all unopposed. Yes.
4 years more of all our faves.
You've got one that's going to be really interesting. Senate District 39. Remember I told you this, okay? Barbara Norton is running against Greg Tarver, the incumbent. Jim Slagle is a Republican, is qualified to run in that race. And a last-minute signee, Shante Wells.
Local attorney,
very well connected. He's a Democrat. A lot of support from the millennials, and he has signed up to run against Greg Tarver. This race could get fun. I'll just leave it at that. Barrow Peacock picked up an opponent, Debbie Hollis. She's an independent. She's running against Barrow. Ryan Gaddy faces two opponents, Robert Mills and Maddie Preston. She's a Democrat from Minden.
Hollis was also one of the candidates at the Brian Salvatore, the political deal they had at Maryland's a couple of weekends ago.
Yes. In the Barbara Norton race, her seat, Tammy Phelps, Darrell Joe Walters, and Lester Smith have all qualified to run for that seat. I think we covered them all. For the most part, that's it.
So, other state Senate races, you have, I know Ryan Gaddy, Robert Mills.
I just did all that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at something else.
I just ran through all those.
Okay. I was getting anonymous messages. I'm thinking whether to read these or not. Pertaining to the Greg Tarver race, I'll tell you off the air.
In the Caddo Sheriff, Julian Whittington in Bossier has no opposition. Caddo Sheriff Steve Prater has opponents. Eric Hatfield is running against him again. Hersey Jones Jr. signed up to run. Hersey's an attorney. He's running against the sheriff. Glenn Cornell, no party listed, is running. And another other party, Mike Chicken Commander Boyder.
What was that?
Mike Chicken Commander Boyder.
Don't you have to put your legal name on the...
on the ballot, you're going to see Mike Chicken Commander Boyder.
Must have been an interesting... I baptized the Chicken Commander?
I don't know, but it's going to say Mike Chicken Commander Boyder.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Anything else we need to know?
All the statewide guys got opponents. The governor got 8. I think he's got 8
Tell him
opponents.
your Billy Nungesser story. Yeah, but in the governor's race, it's really going to come down to John Bell and Ralph Abraham and Eddie Risponi.
Yeah, that's what it's going to come down to. Most definitely.
It's going to be basically, it's going to be John Bell and one of the two Republicans.
Well, in the race for lieutenant governor, we spoke with Billy on Wednesday, and he said he didn't think he was going to have any opposition. He thought, which he thought was a good thing, but then at the last minute, he got a challenger. I think he's got 2 challengers, but one guy, Rao Upa or Upu, I don't know. He said he heard on the radio that Nungesser didn't have a challenger. And he said he couldn't imagine someone winning a statewide office unopposed, so he went to the Secretary of State's office to qualify.
Mr. Upu, he's a professor at Southern University in Baton Rouge.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Not in Shreveport. He's an environmental toxicology professor.
We have a lot of listeners in Baton Rouge.
I would say he's a bit of a long shot.
Maybe he was here on a field trip.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty. Local sports just ahead. Matt's got that. Here's Ruben.
Still keeping an eye on some backed up traffic on I-20 westbound near Spring and Market. And we have reports of a minor accident on I-49 southbound near Hollywood Avenue. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight as we are expecting heat index values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, high temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Wettig at the Weather Channel.
1017 FM, 710 Keel Sports Time. Here's Matt.
Shreveporter Greedy Williams snags his first NFL interception against the Redskins. The Cleveland Browns star picked off Dwayne Haskins just before halftime last night to record his first INT. Williams is fighting for a starting spot in the Browns secondary. The Browns, by the way, won that game 30-10. The number 1 overall pick looked good. Kyler Murray went 6 for 7 for 44 yards in his first NFL game. Murray only played the first offensive drive, but was praised by the Cardinals coaching staff for being smooth, accurate, and taking care of the ball. The Cardinals beat the Chargers 17-13. More trouble for the Cowboys. After dealing with holdouts and injuries, now they're dealing with suspensions. Projected starting defensive end Robert Quinn will miss the first 2 games of the season after being suspended for violating the NFL's drug policy. In other NFL action, the Giants beat the Jets 31-22, and the Seahawks beat the Broncos 22-14. In the baseball world, the Braves were blown out by the Marlins 9-2, the Cubs topped the Reds 12-5, and the Red Sox shut out the Angels 3-0. From the Keel Sports Desk, I'm Matt Parker.
This is
dear friend of
Miss
mine.
Belinda's here from the YWCA, and she's like eating a donut, talking on the 1017 FM, 710 Keel.
Y'all forced her to do it.
I said,
it was required.
Unless you eat the donut, you can't go on the radio. It's
Yeah.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, Shreveport Security Systems text line 318-392-1884.
I didn't even realize it, Belinda. This is the 5th annual Women Who Care Share
Official introduction.
Belinda Robertson is executive director of the YWCA of Northwest Louisiana.
Nailed it.
How's that?
That's great.
5th annual Women Who Care Share luncheon.
Time is going by quickly.
Golly.
We're getting older.
And you're
How
both
exciting.
still in your mid to late 20s.
Yeah, thanks.
You know?
I don't want to narrow it down.
August 22nd is the date. It's at the Horseshoe River Dome, correct?
That is correct.
Who's your guest this year?
Pamela Brown. She is a retired DEA agent, and we are excited to have her. I'm very much looking forward to hearing her speak.
I am intrigued. What would a former, because I know you do your homework when you're going out to get your keynote speaker, what would be the major topic, thrust, and or theme of a former DEA agent?
Common women on uncommon ground.
Yeah, I would see that, that in other words, women who have professions that you wouldn't normally associate with women.
Doing some different things and doing big things, yes.
Okay, if folks want to attend this is, and I say this by telling you that I've been to each of these. Maybe I missed one when my mother was ill, but this is one of those events. Women Who Care Share. The theme alone should make you want to attend, because you're going to you're going to share with people during the year Well, this is a time to do it together with women, correct?
Absolutely. The YWCA focuses on empowering women and eliminating racism. We have a trauma-informed program where we provide free trauma counseling to any woman who's been a victim of crime, and we have our STAR Leadership program for teen girls. And what we do is we fundraise so that we can keep these programs going.
Mm-hmm. And they impact so many lives of folks right in our town.
That is correct. Last year we served over 5,000 people through our programs.
One of your programs, one of your things that just knocks me out, that I think is so awesome, is the STAR Leadership Program. That's the one that you and I talk about.
The LEAD program, we call it.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell folks about that, because you talk about it first, and then we'll sort of fill in.
Okay, the LEAD program was designed and is designed for teen girls, and we focus on Northwest Louisiana. We teach them leadership skills, communication skills, decision making, good goal setting, and how to have healthy relationships.
That was where I was going to go. Let's talk about specifically, and this is what's so awesome, decision making, leadership skills, and what was that third one again?
Communication
skills.
Goal setting.
Goal setting. Tell me about that a little bit, because that is, I think this is the best part.
Well, a lot of times you have girls that are in households where they do not have the access to extra activities where you would learn a lot of those skills. You have parents, oftentimes either two-parent households and both parents are working, or one-parent household and the one parent is working. So a lot of the skills that they may learn may be slipping through the cracks. Well, then you can always put them in things like Girl Scouts. Mm-hmm. Well, our girls are at-risk girls. They don't have the funds available to go to be a part of Girl Scouts. So what we do is go into the schools and we take those skills and activities to the girls so that they can learn those skills as well, so that they can be more productive as they get older and make better decisions.
Emphasizing on education and goals, i.e., I can go to college, I can have a career, I can live in, bluntly speaking, the mainstream of America.
Absolutely. And we also teach girls, if you're not the star player, you still can have a really good life, because a lot of times we focus on who's the leader in the group. But if you have 20 girls, you have 20 leaders, not just one or two.
Mm-hmm. Belinda, folks that want to go to the Women Who Care Share Luncheons coming up August 22nd, so Thursday, you can get your tickets. The YWCA Facebook page has got all the links you need, right?
That is correct. We also have a website. It's wwcs2019.eventbrite.com.
I'm hoping if you own a business and you're listening to us, or you have some means, you'll buy an entire table and bring the women in your life that matter to you.
Absolutely. And we welcome the men too.
You bet. Absolutely.
We'll put the interview, put this whole video up on the website, keelnews.com later, and I will include the link for tickets and information. How's that sound?
Thank you so much.
A pleasure as always.
And I got to bring you your $2,000 check the other day too.
We were so excited. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. And for the poker tournament, yes. I think that was just fabulous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ill-gotten gain.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Great to see you, Miss Belinda. Thank you.
Thank you.
101.7 FM, 710 KEEL traffic time. Here's Ruben.
The intersection of Midway Avenue and Mansfield Road's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Hamilton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight, as we are expecting heat index values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Wettig at the Weather Channel.
of information. KEEL News now.
Baby laid to rest this weekend. Matt Parker with that.
Queen Dean, the 1-month-old baby shot and killed in Shreveport last Saturday, will be laid to rest this weekend. Visitation will be today at the Precious Memories Chapel on Greenwood Road. Then tomorrow morning, the child will be laid to rest. Shreveport police are still searching for the gunman responsible for Dean's death. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Ballots are finalized for the October 12th election. Several local politicians can already start celebrating. They're running unopposed. State Rep Sam Jenkins, Cedric Glover, Larry Bagley, Raymond Cruz, and Dodie Horton are all running without competition. The Caddo Commission race, Lyndon Johnson, Stephen Jackson, Roy Burrell, Stormy Gage Watts, Jim Talaferro, and John Atkins also all win seats. If you want to be the next registrar of voters in Caddo Parish, you still have time. At the Caddo Commission meeting, the panel voted to extend the deadline for applications until August 15th. It's back to school today in Webster Parish. Caddo Parish returns on Monday. Queen Dean, the 1-month-old baby shot and killed in Shreveport last Saturday, will be laid to rest this weekend. Visitation is today at Precious Memories on Greenwood Road. Then tomorrow morning, the child will be laid to rest. Shreveport police still searching for the gunman responsible for the newborn's death. One man dead, another behind bars following a hit-and-run crash in Natchitoches. According to police, a truck being driven by Luis Fernando Hernandez Salas of Shreveport rear-ended a vehicle being driven by Ismael Guzman. The impact sent Guzman into a guardrail, caused his vehicle to roll several times. Salas allegedly fled the scene and was chased by police. Guzman died due to his injuries. Salas faces a series of charges. A woman found guilty in a murder trial. Shamika Jackson found guilty of negligent homicide. Jackson shot and killed truck driver Ken Foshee back in May of 2017. Jackson claimed it was self-defense. Now, while the jury didn't hear her story fully, they did convict her for negligent homicide instead of manslaughter. She faces up to 5 years in prison. A retired judge has been arrested. Former DeSoto Judge Robert Burgess arrested for aggravated assault. According to police, Burgess allegedly confronted 3 men with a gun and threatened to kill them. Burgess retired from the DeSoto District Court in June of 2016. Bossier School Board member pleads guilty. Mike Masura has pled guilty to his involvement in a pill mill that distributed anabolic steroids. Masura pled guilty to possession with intent to distribute. He faces 10 years in prison and could have to pay a $500,000 fine. His co-defendants, Brant and Julie Landry, are still awaiting trial. 2 people were killed after a gunman got out of his truck in the middle of a Houston highway and shot into their car.
He actually pursued the vehicle as the vehicle rode down the hill, firing rounds at the vehicle as it rolled. At one point, the vehicle came to a stop. He got in front of the vehicle and fired rounds into the front windshield of the vehicle.
Assistant Houston Police Chief Bobby Dobbins. Finding vacation rentals in New Orleans is about to get a lot more difficult.
The New Orleans City Council unanimously approving restrictions for short-term vacation rentals from Airbnb and similar services. The measure bans renting out entire homes in residential areas but allows owners to rent out part of the residences that they occupy. Short-term rentals are also off-limits in most of the French Quarter. The council taking action after residents complained short-term rentals are driving out full-time residents, driving up prices, and undermining the character of historic neighborhoods. Airbnb in a statement saying the plan will hurt property owners who rely on those rentals for income.
It's that time of year again. Hurricane season kicks off. It runs August through October.
Current and predicted oceanic and atmospheric conditions now indicate a higher likelihood, a 45% chance of an above normal season.
That's Dr. Jerry Bell, a hurricane forecaster at NOAA. A woman in Ohio, she's 89 years old. She lives a pretty quiet life. Well, her grandson wanted to change that, so he's taking her to all 61 national parks. So far, they've visited about half of them. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Erin, tin cup of poker McCarty. We don't have a ton of time here, but literally you yesterday, coming on the heels of your celebrity poker tournament victory last weekend, you said, and I've
gotten lucky.
I got to be honest. I was afraid of this. No false modesty from your end of the gopher shaped table,
Okay.
please.
All right.
I was a little concerned. I said to Matt, I may have said on the radio any number of times, I said, the problem is with her winning this celebrity tournament and a $2,000 donation to the YWCA. I said, the problem is she's going to think that she can play. Because you used to think, I think I could be a professional poker player. I win on my phone all the time. So you said, I'm going to sign up for basically the amateur qualifier.
Yeah, the satellite. Mhm.
I likened it to a PGA golf tournament where they start on Thursdays.
Got to play in,
on the Monday of the week for all the local amateurs or sort of satellite pros who want to give it a shot. They can put up $200, $300, $500, $1,000, I don't know, and play around, and they take like the top 5 guys or whatever.
Right.
Well, you went yesterday to Horseshoe, to this satellite, to this entry-level qualifier.
I did.
170 other people thought they could play. Mm-hmm. They were going to take, the top 20?
Top 30, I think they took.
And
I got one of the spots.
And you got one of the spots.
I got it at a sit-and-go table. Now, I got booted out of the satellite. But they had
just part of God's plan.
Yeah, they had a sit and go table open, and I bought another seat.
God and poker.
And,
sorry.
And I had a good run of luck. But we get to about 6 players. Usually the tables have 10.
Guys wanted to make a deal.
They wanted to make a deal. The winner of that one table, the sit and go table, won an entry into the tournament, which was valued at $420, and the winner of the table also won $680 cash. So we get down to about 6 players at our table, and I've got a chip lead, mind you. And one of the guys says, why don't we all split it? And I'm like, well, I don't know how you'd split the entry, for one. And they were talking about we could sell it or whatever. I don't
way
know.
ahead, by the way, you clown.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I've got a way bigger chip stack than you. And I said, I really want the entry. That's all I'm here for. It's what I want to win. So let's wait a little while. So we keep going a little while. We get down to 4. One of them, I think he has 2 chips left. And I've got a big stack. And he goes, what do y'all think about splitting now? And I think he was serious. And I said, I'm not, I want the entry. That's what I want. Well, you can have the entry and we'll split the cash. None of the other guys said anything. They were like looking at his 2 chips too, I'm sure. And I'm thinking, that's just not fair to everybody. If I take the seat, the $420 seat, and the rest of you split the $680, it's not fair. So that's why I said, nah, I'm not down with that yet. So we get down to 3 people. And then one of the guys asked me, he said...
Wiener guy was gone at this point.
Wiener guy was gone. Yeah, his 2 chips were in my stack by then.
He's not listening.
I hope he's not listening. But the chip count now, I'm still leading in chips, but they're moving up. And I said, guys, if y'all are okay with me taking the seat in the tournament and y'all splitting the $680... I'll stop now. We'll stop now before I crush you to death.
You need a nap.
Yeah, and I was sleepy. And the one guy said, "Are you okay with that, sir?" And the other guy goes, "So we'd split the $680, and you take the seat." And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's not fair.
So
I hate that."
You got the $420-something entry.
So I took the seat,
and they split. They got $340 apiece.
And everybody is like, "Why didn't you crush them? Why didn't you take it all?" That was just mean.
Because you had a sure thing. Because you got what you wanted, and you had it in your hand.
I had it in my hand. They might have turned it around and beat me.
You made a wise decision.
So I'm in the tournament. I go back today, and we'll see how I do.
You start at 11 o'clock. Erin, Tin Cup McCarty. Parky, you're rolling your eyes a bit, son.
Oh, I had to stop because I wanted to take a nap. There's no napping in poker.
I don't get a nap break today?
No! There's no napping in poker.
But she had planned to take her lucky futon. 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Film prize. 20 finalists announced this evening. We will review, or at least take a couple of guesses. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at Midway Avenue and Mansfield Road's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Hamilton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight as we are expecting heat index values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Weddick at the Weather Channel.
.101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin, Shreveport Security Systems text line 318-392-1884. I've said this a bunch of times, both on and off the radio, as much as anybody else around here. Gregory Kallenberg's carrying this joint on his back.
Man, it's awesome.
He does just in league with a number of other people, but he's usually the guy out front, he and his wife. The point I was going to make was that the finalists, the 20 finalists for Film Prize, Louisiana Film Prize, will be announced this evening. Yesterday, we had in studio actor, director, writer, filmmaker Blaine Weaver, Bossier City fella, went to Parkway, etc., etc. Stints in, he's back in town this weekend for a play at Marjorie Lyons. It's called A Steady Rain. It is awesome. Info is available on the Keel website. But he was talking yesterday, and you brought it up, about Film Prize in general and how much it means to this area.
I think it's huge. I think, I was a judge the first year, which feels like a billion years ago now, and it was great then, and it's just grown and become such this thing that pretty much everyone in the Arklatex is connected in some way.
You say that this is great for the Arklatex, but there are filmmakers coming from all over the world to enter Film Prize. Why is this Film Prize one of the most popular ones now?
It's incredibly unique. I don't think there's anyone like it in the country. It's like this idea of like, hey, come here, make a movie here, and then if you have the best one, 50 grand. No other film festival has that, right? Like other film festivals are more about like people from all over the, country or whatever come here. But the fact that we have put the production into the area, that's a really cool thing. Because, there's so many talented crew members and actors that they get to work, and ply their trade. When I did 6 Month Rule, there were all of these people from all over Louisiana, from all over the country who would come here because of the tax incentives and all that stuff. Right. And now a lot of those people are still here, and they're not getting to work as much as they can. So now, a lot of them make their bulk of their money for the year doing Film Prize.
20 finalists announced this evening. It's going to be Louisiana Film Prize.
Yeah.
Wow. I had mentioned in our conversation, I think it was on the radio, I think it was on the air yesterday with Blaine, and people say this to me all the time when I pump up Film Prize, tell folks how awesome it is.
Oh, it truly is.
And they say, oh, it's just 15-minute movies, man. I said, listen, and I said this yesterday, I remember it was on the air, and I said to Blaine, and I will tell anybody, if you look back through the years at Film Prize, the winners, the runners-up, the second, third, fourth, the quality of, in fact, I will tell you this, I think it's the cost on YouTube is minimal, like 99 cents, $1.99, $2.99, what the hell, I forget. Go back and look at the Louisiana Film Prize winner from a few years ago. I think it was 4 years, I could be wrong. It's called The Bespoke, meaning custom made, BESPOKE. The Bespoke Tailoring of Mr. Bellamy. It's 15 minutes long, and it is as an amazing 15 minutes of filmmaking as you will see. I've said forever that the best 30 minutes of movie making I've ever seen is the last 30 minutes of Shawshank Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
I would, and I'm not exaggerating, I would put this up against that. I would put Mr. Bellamy, the bespoke tailoring of Mr. Bellamy, that little 15-minute movie, I would put that up against the last 15 minutes of Shawshank Redemption. That's how good it is.
There's so many great movies that come out at Film Prize.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, traffic time. Ruben's here.
The intersection of Midway Avenue and Mansfield Road's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Hamilton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Keel Weather Channel forecast, sunny hot near 100. It's 81 at Keel.
You're listening to American Ground Radio's Morning Minute.
Qualifying has officially closed for statewide elections across Louisiana, meaning we now know who's running for office from local elections all the way up to the governor's mansion.
And over the next several weeks, each of these candidates will be communicating to us as the voters their ideas. They will tell us that they're working for us and that now is our time and that the children deserve better. But look, good ideas don't have wings. They don't just take off. And that's why it's so important that we elect folks who can actually get the job done.
Between now and Election Day, we voters need to make sure that we're putting the right people into the right jobs. The state's future depends upon it.
American Ground Radio, where building a better America begins with building a better us. Return each weeknight from 6 to 7 p.m. with Louis R. Abalone and Stephen Parr on 1017 FM and 710 Keel and streaming live at keelnews.com.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. You're chortling over there.
Well, today's State Representative Cedric Glover's birthday, and we were just texting back and forth.
Happy birthday, G.
And he's running unopposed, so we'll have him around. You know, if he were not in politics, we'd still have him in.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the Shreveport History Days are awesome. And now that Ernie's retiring, we can do more of that. I know that's your favorite day.
It really is.
Took my brother to Papa and Company a couple of days ago. I said, where you want to go to lunch? He said, let's go to Papa and Company. He said, yeah, I heard the commercials. He said, I haven't been there in a while. I said, trust me, it's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the half burger, and I went through about a dozen napkins. I really did.
So juicy.
He got the shrimp po' boy.
Oh.
He said, because he saw me get the half burger, he said, is that going to be enough if I get the half of shrimp po' boy? I said, not for you. He got the whole thing. And the first thing he said is, these are huge.
You can't put your mouth around it.
Mm.
You got to
But
squish
I'm
it.
talking about the size of the shrimp.
Oh, it's loaded with shrimp.
It's pretty
Loaded with shrimp. And the bread is made right there at Papa and Company's, and they bake it fresh.
I have heard rumors that they are doing so well right now that they're having to make extra at least a couple of 3 days a week.
Go get them, Papa and
Things are
Company.
going so well. It is awesome. They're open, what is it, like 10 to 4?
10 to 4, yep.
And trust your buddies. Hell, trust my brother, who is, he can be a little finicky, and he's definitely going back.
It is on East Washington. If you're wondering where it is, East Washington, just east of Uri Drive. You will never find a better burger.
So, what time you got to be down there? What time you got to play?
Everything kicks off at 11 o'clock. 11
Don't
o'clock.
mess up. To paraphrase Kevin Costner in Bull Durham, don't mess with your winning streak. You're sitting
I was
down
getting ready to play some Kenny Rogers in my car on the way down
sitting
there.
down there thinking,
Gotta know when to hold 'em.
I need some good luck charm.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Okay, you know who had good luck charms yesterday? All the people who you beat. All the losers.
Yeah, you got a
everybody
point.
you stomped.
I
Out of
didn't even
100,
have one.
out of 100, don't. Go ahead, Parky, what?
Well, I was just going to say, you don't mess with a winning streak and learn how to breathe out of your eyelids.
So what did you, it's a Bull Durham quote.
Okay.
What did you learn from yesterday? Because I think you articulated it very well earlier. You went in loosey-goosey.
Yeah, I was just no expectations, just have some fun. And I was just quiet. I was meek. And I acted like I didn't know much.
Don't go to church and light a candle. Don't
Yeah.
bring your, the patron saint of gambling, whoever that happens to be.
A wooden cross around my
Just
neck.
Take
No.
it easy, Sister Mary Erin.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
All right.
Back Monday morning, 6 till 9. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Kim Commando.
This week, it's all digital life hacks, little known secrets only the tech pros know. Today, how to block your cell phone number from showing up when you make a call. Kim Commando with your Friday Consumer Tech Update brought to you by SimpliSafe, the best security system for your home, period. Don't live in fear. Get yours at simplysafekim.com. To keep your mobile number blocked from caller ID, press *67 before the phone number, and it will temporarily deactivate caller ID. On the receiving end, it'll show private number. Now, if you want your number never to show, call your carrier and ask for something called a line block. Once it's done, your phone number will never appear, no matter who you call. But do not choose this option lightly because it's permanent and it's irreversible. You can also just turn off caller ID on your iPhone or Android. Simply take a look in your phone's settings menu for the option to turn it on or off. Now, if you need the exact steps, hit my site, commando.com today. I'm America's Digital Pro, Kim Commando. Here's something to think about. Only 1 in 5 homes has a security system. Maybe because most home security companies, they don't make it easy. SimpliSafe is totally different. Their system protects every door, every window, and room with optional 24/7 professional monitoring for just $15 a month. One thing that truly makes SimpliSafe stand out is their video verification technology. Here's how it works. When your alarm is triggered, SimpliSafe's professional monitoring team views the video from your SimplyCam to confirm there's a burglar in your home. Once confirmed, they send the video to the police so they can visually confirm the break-in and get to the scene 3.5 times faster than with other home security companies. SimpliSafe and I want you to be safe in your home, so they're offering a great deal. Free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to simplysafekim.com. Protect your family today. That's simplysafekim.com.
Keeping an eye right now, some slow-moving traffic on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport, and we have reports of a minor accident on Ellaby Road near Stewart Lane. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at the Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Heat advisory up until 7 o'clock tonight as we are expecting heat index values to approach 110 this afternoon. Sunshine, hot temperatures today, a high near 100. Partly cloudy tonight, lows tonight near 80. Sunshine for tomorrow with a high near 100. Sunday, sunny skies up to 102. Richard Weddick at the Weather Channel.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.